If you're decorating a small space in your home, don't miss out on the opportunity to make a small space unique. Today, I'm going to show you how to make small spaces fun and functional.
One extra special little thing that we decided to add, thinking of grandchildren, is a loft area. There's going to be a ladder that comes down from here. Yesterday, we just decided how you would get in and out of the loft area without obstructing the doorway. So they've come up with a solution, and we'll be able to crawl up this ladder. We're going to probably have some foam mattresses on the floor, nothing, no furniture, no anything, and kids can just hang out up there like they're in a tree house. It's going to be all wood up there. It should be kind of cool. We're looking forward to that. We wanted to have one really cool element for the kids. This is part of a series of a lake house build and design. We have one big project that we've been working on, and that is a lake house. So let's go ahead and dive into today's project, the crow's nest. Why do we call it the crow's nest? I was out shopping at an antique store one day. I found an imitation life preserver that said crow's nest on it. I thought it was really cute, brought it back, and we ended up hanging it outside of the sleeping area that we set up, kind of as a fun area for kids. My husband has an architecture degree. He likes to have fun when he's designing a space for himself, and he doesn't get an opportunity to do that very often. He always likes to have something kind of unique, kind of fun, and something that kids would love. So we set up this special area that can only be accessed using a ladder. We had a special ladder made that is very sturdy. It's really turned out to be kind of a fun space. So how do I decorate an unusual space like this? I use my 8 simple steps. So I asked myself, how am I going to use this room? What is the purpose? It is right off of an attic space that we use quite a bit. So I had to make sure that it was still going to be usable or walkable, something that we could actually pull things in and out of the attic space and not disturb the area. So we decided, because our girls still like to bring a lot of friends down, hang out, that we would just use it as extra sleeping. I do have a bathroom at the foot of the ladder that accesses this space, so I felt like I could get away with not having a bathroom up there. People can come down the ladder, use that restroom and shower and everything, and then come back up. And so far, that has proved to be pretty spot on. Who else might use this space? We do have friends who have younger children, and those kids really like sleeping up there. Who else might use it? Maybe possible grandchildren at some point? I don't know. Not holding my breath, but it's there in case we need it. Step 2, what is the overall look for this room? I was kind of thinking maybe a little bohemian, not too much because the rest of the house isn't that, and that's really not my style, but maybe something that's cozy, kind of fun, doesn't have to match perfectly. And I really do think I used every pillow that I had left over from every project that I ever had, and I just stacked them upstairs and put them on top of twin XL mattresses that people can sleep on, but they also kind of look like day beds. They're all on the floor. I can't have furniture up there because I can't move furniture up there. So it really is almost like having a sleeping bag, but just a little bit better. But I still think it looks kind of cute. Step number 3, choose your fabrics. I chose my fabrics by going through and pulling all of my old pillows out of trash bags. And if you'll recall, I've mentioned this in another episode, if you make sure that you are choosing things that you like, you will find that everything really does go together. So I started pulling out what I had, and of course, I love beige, I love grays, I love orange, I like black, I like cream. So I had a lot of pillows that had those colors in them. I just put them all up there. Everything looked pretty good to me, so I left it. But I did think, you know, if some of these don't match, that's okay too. This is a very relaxed area. Step number 4, choose your hard surfaces. All I really had to worry about was flooring. We did not put the regular flooring up there because, you guessed it, budget. We thought long and hard about what we were going to do. I did not want carpet. We thought about carpet squares. Didn't want that because, I don't know if I've mentioned this, I am a woman over 50 and I am not lugging a vacuum cleaner up and down that ladder. So I had to come up with something else. My husband found this great solution. I'm very proud of this solution. We are using foam flooring that fits together like a puzzle piece. You can get it in any color you want. We actually got ours in a wood tone. It's got like a faux wood grain in it. It is wonderful, and it was pretty easy to put together. It's kind of spongy, it's not hard, so if kids are just sitting on the floor and playing video games or reading books, what am I saying? My kids never read books. Let's just say looking at their phones, they're really gonna be comfortable because they're on top of this spongy material. It's wonderful, really, really like it. Also, easy to clean. I can sweep it, I can wipe it down if I have to, and if any of it becomes permanently damaged, I can actually pull that whole square up, replace it with another, keep going. It's a wonderful, wonderful solution.
Step 5, choose your paint. Now this was already chosen in a previous episode, so I'm really just using the same paint. I'm using the same paint on the ceilings, on the walls, and on the trim. The trim has a slightly higher gloss. Step 6, wood tones. We don't have any furniture up there, so I didn't worry about wood tones. The only tone we really have is the flooring, and if you want to call that a wood tone, then that's the wood tone I chose.
Step number 7, ask yourself, do you have any existing pieces that you have to use? For me, it was just the pillows, a lot of them, and they drove my color scheme. Step 8, choosing your lighting, choosing your fixtures. No fixtures up there, but I did have lighting. That was a little difficult. I really didn't know what to use. It's low ceilings, they're slanted. I can't really have a chandelier of any sort. Don't want to use fans because that's a little bit dangerous. So I finally found something on Amazon that was perfect. They're little hanging domed wicker lights. They have rope cords. That's really important because a regular cord would have looked a little bit too institutional. I didn't like it. But the rope cords were great. So I bought some cleats that go on the wall, and you just kind of wrap the cords around it, not too tightly, and pull the rope to the side, and those lovely little dome lights looked great. They have kind of a pattern on them, so when the lights are on, the pattern's on the walls. I was really happy with those. I got them on Amazon and they were nothing. So I highly recommend those. So in this space, there was an odd opening that overlooked the sitting area. The ladder here, I love this, goes to a loft area that we're also gonna use for the kids. And this triangular area up here, I don't know if this is a triangle, I don't know what that is, but that's gonna have really strong fishnet up there to keep people from falling out and to stay with the whole boat theme.
Wrong answer.
We thought from the very beginning that we were going to use a very sturdy, actual fisherman's net. We bought it, really, really thick, couldn't even be pulled. It was just so big and so heavy. It was black, and we were going to cover the whole space with that and just hang a life preserver in front of it. Yeah, it's a little themey, but it's a special space. It's up in the corner. We thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it. Well, that just did not work out very well. It did not stay in place. It seemed a little bit dangerous. We didn't really like that, so we had to come up with another solution. The reason we liked the fishnet idea was because we could take the net down, and if we wanted to move things in and out of storage from the downstairs, we could push it up through that opening. So we had to have something that could still do the same thing. Finally, we came up with using 2x8s, just slats. We stained them, we put them inside of these black braces, just locked them into the braces, stacked them up one over the other, and then we hung the life preserver on the outside of that. That really turned out pretty well because if we want to use that space, we just pull them out of the braces and put up all of our holiday decorations or whatever else we need to go in that storage and just put the little wood slats back up there. It keeps people from falling out, but it's not so constrictive that it makes the room dark. You can still see in and out of the area. So it turned out to be a wonderful solution. I think much better than the netting, and it made all of us really happy. Another consideration, the ladder. I know some of you are thinking, wow, that sounds a little sketch. No, we actually had a ladder made by our cabinetry person, and it is extremely sturdy. It doesn't wiggle, doesn't do anything, and it has iron handles that you can hold onto as you walk up, and they extend over the top so you can hold them as you stand up in the area. That is really nice, especially if you're older. If you're turning and coming down that ladder, you can hold on to these very sturdy iron holders. It is safer, it feels safer. That ladder never gets moved out from under. It is always there, it is always attached, but it can push in and come back out. It's on a little rotary that you can just push it in and pull it out, but it never gets completely removed, so it's very, very sturdy. Another consideration, it is still a guest area. So I make sure that there are fans up there. Heat rises, we all know this. That is the uppermost point of the house, and in the summers, it can get hot up there. So I have fans up there, and in the wintertime, if there isn't enough heat rising up there, I have extra blankets, extra pillows, sheets, everything up there so that people don't have to keep going up and down that ladder to get everything that they need. So always make sure you have extra things such as fans, towels, blankets, pillows, all of that in any guest area, but especially one that has some unusual access like this one.
In addition to the loft area, there were several other small spaces that we had to think about. When you have a small house, you want to make sure you use every square inch of usable space.
At the bottom of the steps, we have a closet. We think this is where the pet food, litter boxes, we like dogs and cats, can have their little area in here, and it won't be in the middle of the room like we normally have, and it'll keep everybody away from all the icky petness that comes with having a pet. So that way they can have their own space, things will stay clean.
We finished off the space by adding this anchor door stop, which allows the door to be cracked open so pets can come and go. One special thing about this particular door stop is that it's one that I don't have to bend over to use. It has this tall handle at the top, and I can just move it in and out when I need to, and I don't have to stoop every time I want to use that door. We were able to find a hidden corner for food and water right outside the storage room door. You always have to take care of your pets. Take advantage of a small wall space to display a personal collection or a piece of art.
This little area, I really have loved this area so much from the very beginning because I think it can have cute little vignettes of my collections of fish plates, ship plates, fish, all that stuff that I have. Some of it's gonna go here, and I'm really excited about that.
In this case, we decided to display our collection of travel magnets that we've been collecting for years. Everywhere we go, the girls always wanted to get a magnet. We'd have to run into a store, grab a magnet. We have them from just about every single place that we've been. And now the girls love to go and look at them every time they come back to the lake house. And we always talk about those trips. It's a great way to remember very special moments.
I'm gonna have bifold doors which hide a washer and dryer. A shelf that matches the shelf that's gonna be over the coffee bar on the back here where I can put everything I need for laundry. But it's a pretty shelf, not a wire shelf. Sometimes wire shelves are okay, but not where you anticipate your guests coming in and out constantly. And we know that our guests are gonna come in and get coffee for themselves early in the morning, and I want things to look nice and pulled together. So I'm gonna probably stage this when maybe in another instance in another place I wouldn't. But here, I think it's important because people will be coming in here quite a bit. So one thing to remember, we are using an old washer and dryer, of course, to stay within our budget that we had in an old house. We've been saving it for this. Because it's older, the lid opens up like this instead of a front load, which everybody's getting right now. So make sure when you're doing your shelving, you keep that in mind because you will hit your shelving. Make sure that you're measuring what that is open so that it doesn't hit it and you can still reach the items that you need to pull down. That sounds like you would know that, but I have forgotten that before and it really does mess you up. So little helpful hint. I think it's gonna be cute. Time will tell. And we have these bifold doors which hide the laundry area. Wall, of course, painted the same color as the exterior. Really trying to carry the same colors throughout the house so that it feels more cohesive.
If you are lucky enough to be able to design a home from the ground up or remodel a portion of your house, storage is something to always think about. Early on in construction, we knew we were going to have this large storage area that was right off the kitchen. And I said from the very beginning, of all the rooms in this house, this is gonna be my favorite. And I think it is. It's wonderful. We have an extra, really cheap refrigerator that doesn't have an ice maker back there in the back that can hold extra food, extra sodas, extra waters. And when we have guests, they can just drag their coolers in, drag their food that they've brought with them in, and put everything in that storage area and keep it out of the living areas. When you have a lot of people coming over, sometimes their stuff will accumulate all over the house. It's really, really nice to have a special space to put everything for 3 or 4 days while they're down there. We are going to have a door here that goes into a storage area. This storage area is probably the room I'm the most excited about because my large platters and extra refrigerator, all that stuff that we hate to put in our regular kitchen. And having all this extra storage will allow me to have a smaller kitchen area, which means smaller cabinets, smaller everything, which reduces the price of my kitchen. So I'm gonna use this room to offload what would go in a full-size kitchen.
This is the storage area. It's probably also going to be our storm shelter as well. It's all concrete. This is where we're going to keep all extra items, beach towels, big cartons of Cokes, and all the things we have to buy en masse when we come and stay for a long period of time with a lot of people.
I decided to put some very inexpensive metal shelving all up against the walls. I have things like crock pots, other large appliances that really don't need to go on my countertops year round. I have all of that stuff in the back. I have extra cleaning supplies, extra tools. We have a little bit of everything back there, extra towels, but it's really nice that everyone feels comfortable enough to go back into that room, get whatever they need, close the door and the mess behind it, and just keep going. But if you have that opportunity, take it. Make yourself a wonderful storage area. This is one of my favorite episodes that I've been able to share with you because I love small spaces. I love how unique they are. I love the unique decorating opportunities that we have. Let us know what you're doing with your small spaces. In the comments below, tell us what you're doing. Give us some ideas. Share with the others. We're all out there trying to make this work. Let us know what you're doing. And please, don't forget, subscribe to our channel and like this video.